what you so upset about?
Me? I'm all right. Just wish I could find some place where I could go where there wouldn't be any radios and newspapers and people.
There's a first-class cemetery over the hill. Very quiet.
I might even try that.
Why don't you turn in early, dear, and get a good night's rest?
I will.
Today I'm at St Vincent Gardens in Albert Park, Melbourne's most exclusive suburb. This is one of my favourite spots in Melbourne because there's always a quality for me of the Place des Vosges about St Vincent Gardens, with its rows of terrace houses surrounding the square. And yet you always know that you're in Melbourne because the square is bisected by the tram line in Montague Street, so you occasionally hear the rumour of the tram passing by. And with its evocative Parisian and yet Melburnian qualities, St Vincent Gardens seems like the perfect place to introduce you to my new audiobook, The Spleen of Melbourne. It's my first CD, a spoken word album featuring 12 prose poems and short stories which explore the Parisian qualities of Melbourne. The title, of course, is an homage to the landmark collection of prose poems by Charles Baudelaire, Le Spleen de Paris, published in 1869. Having been a flaneur in Paris, ever since I first came to Melbourne and discovered its similitude to the first city of Flâneur, I've written my own petit poems en prose, but also in film and video, photography and sound, inspired by Monsieur Baudelaire's example. The Spleen of Melbourne is a project I've been working on for 5 years now. This audiobook represents the first iteration in what I see as an ongoing project in various media. It is one of my most popular petit poems en video, the soundtrack of which you'll find on the CD. It's about one of Melbourne's most famous icons, the Skipping Girl. Every city has its icon of light, beaming benediction upon the friendless night. Melbourne has the Skipping Girl. She's as Melbourne as trams, and the first time I encountered her, I was alighting from the 109 with a girl I had only just met. We were about to go upstairs to her place and make love. As I stood at her window, waiting as she showered, watching the joyous upbeat as my heart skipped anxiously, I knew I would always associate the Skipping Girl with her. The wine of love we would taste together in those hours would turn to vinegar in my memory. I would always associate the Skipping Girl with the Dutch girl who had played double Dutch with me, skipping lightly over my heart. About half the tracks on the CD have alternative lives as videos, and all of them are accompanied by ambient, atmospheric soundscapes designed par moi. In fact, not only are all the tracks on the Spleen of Melbourne written, narrated, and sound designed by me, but I've also personally designed the CD and packaging, including this 24-page sleeve booklet. So the audiobook is lavishly illustrated with my noirish black and white photographs of Melbourne, all shot on glorious Kodak film. And these images complement the dark, atmospheric vision of Melbourne you'll encounter in my prose poems and short stories. For me, the Spleen of Melbourne is a feeling of sinister sadness, of loneliness and melancholy in the urban landscape. The themes of love and crime are very much linked in my imagination, so the poems and fictions on this CD comprise postmodern mystery stories about abortive, fugitive romances and experimental noir thrillers which explore the underbelly of Melbourne's notorious organised crime scene. You can purchase The Spleen of Melbourne directly from my website. Just go to deankyte.com/the-spleen-of-Melbourne. Every copy comes personally signed, wax-sealed, and gift-wrapped by yours truly. And if you purchase the physical CD for $25 Australian, including postage and handling to anywhere in the world, I'll also send you complimentary MP3 versions of all the tracks on the CD, which you can download onto your phone for free. The soundscapes are so dense and they enhance my narration so much that these very short, portable stories make great listening with your earbuds in while you're commuting on the train or tram. Well, I hope you enjoyed this flânery through the dark side of my imagination. Stay tuned for the next exciting adventure in the life of a confirmed introvert here on the Melbourne Flâneur. And until then, it's au revoir.
Look, my friend, I'm only trying to tell you that $1 million in the bank wouldn't make the music sound any different than it does right here under these trees.